Like people will come up and tell me or tell anybody, y'all know some people that y'all done experienced this shit. Like they'll pray for me. Like pray for me. I'm in, like if they saying I'm in trouble. I'm like, in my mind, how in the fuck or how in the hell can I pray for you when you ain't even went go and restore your grandmother the money back you just stole from? Taking money from your 92-year-old grandmother. I'm just making up something to talk about. Somebody who was helpless and couldn't do nothing for themselves, not realizing that they ass gonna get old one day and they ain't gonna want nobody to do them like that. You're a fucking coward. A damn coward, but you want somebody to pray for you. You gotta go first, go and fix the shit. And then if you ain't planning on making no change, how you gonna want somebody to pray for you any damn way? You ain't making no damn change in your life. So how in the hell you want me trying to use me to pray for you? Motherfucker, I say you better go pray for your damn self. Because God don't even hear them prayers. I can mean well, and the Most High God, them prayers are bounced back down. God will say, look, I know you mean well, son, but I can't answer them prayers. Because this is a corrupt son of a gun, a motherfucker you praying for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. They'll say, yeah. Yeah, man. How you gonna want somebody to pray for you? You got to first pray for yourself. I can pray for you all damn day. I can get up and just cry my eyeballs out to the sky till my eyes just pop out, bro. Them prayers ain't gonna do no damn good unless they want to change themselves. You know? Because I tell them in a minute, go pray for yourself. Ain't nothing I can do unless you make them work. You got to make up in your own mind. Make up in your own damn mind that you want to make a motherfucking change. Because it ain't nothing gonna happen until you get down on your knees and decide to make up your mind that it will happen. Simple as that. Think they're gonna come and use God in their time of trouble. And then gonna use the Most High and use me. That's like you using me. Want to use God for a clerk and use his servants. So that means you using the servant, call yourself using the servant and the Most High God. You know? A lot of people, they ask me, they say, why you cuss now? Because when you go to Mexico or you go across the country in Asia and the minorities in the East Indian, in China, in different places, or Mexico, the only way that the people understand you in Costa Rica, Mexico, you got to speak their language. That's the only way you can get their attention and get them to understand what you're saying. You can't go to Mexico speaking English, can you? Because English and Spanish is two different damn languages, right? They not gonna hear you. The only way they hear you, understand, you gotta. All right, let me destroy that logic right now. Can you go to Mexico and can speak English and they speak Spanish and they understand Spanish? You don't have to curse to speak. No, I'm just making an assessment out of it. I'm making an example out of it. If you speak in English, know what curse words are. No. Wait a minute. No. When you speak that language, no. They might not know what you're saying, but they can tell that it's not a correct and respectful language to speak. No, Mama, you're trying to change the words of what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you speak English and they speak Spanish, it ain't no way in the world they're gonna know what you're saying. See what you're doing, you trying to manipulate my question. That's what you're doing. No, I'm not manipulating. Do you know I'm recording, right? No, see, you trying to change my words. There's no way in the world you can understand. No, you ain't correcting. No, wait a minute, mom. Look. Hold it. Let me go back to what I don't think you actually heard what I said. I said, if you go into Costa Rica trying to speak English, them people not going. No. Wait a minute. No. Everybody don't understand. If you speaking cuss words in another language, they not gonna understand what you're saying.
Well, you don't have to speak that here in America. Everybody understands what curse words are.
No, they don't, because all language is not the same. There are different types of languages. Every language is not the same. It's different.
But that's the way I had to get the word over.
Hold on, Mom. Do you know I'm recording? I'm recording.
And making yourself look stupid.
Okay, well, this is just a video for education purpose. Y'all put it down in the comment section and y'all tell me this here. Tell me if this makes sense what I'm saying. If you go over in Mexico, Costa Rica, trying to speak English, will those people understand exactly what you're saying when they speak their language and you trying to bring a different language over there that they never heard of? If they never heard of that language, could they understand it? I want y'all to put it in the comment section for me. And I want you to tell me if I'm right or if the individual person that's talking to me, I call it arguing. I mean, not arguing, but debating. I call it a debate. Just put it in the comment section for me. And y'all tell me if what I'm saying makes sense, because obviously there are different types of languages. Everybody can agree that there are different types of languages, right? Okay, if you never heard of Bangladesh language, like they do have a language called Bangladesh, and then they do have the other language. If somebody come up to me and they cussing me out in Bangladesh language, and I don't know what they're saying, I can't tell you word for word verbatim for what they're saying, because I never heard of that language, it being spoken in that language. Just like if I say the word nafash, the average person wouldn't know what nafash means. I know what nafash means. Nafash is another word for soul, and that's the word soul. That's the Hebrew. That's speaking in the Hebrew language for the word soul. Nafash. Nafash is another word for the soul. Now, if you go and you tell that to certain people around, like other people that speak language, they couldn't tell me exactly what that meant. They couldn't tell me what that meant unless I told them, like I just said it in the video, because the word soul is mentioned 1,600 times according to biblical standards. And like you have some people speak Greek, they got Hebrew, and then they got Greek, and then they got Latin. Latin is a Roman language. Now, you go over in what's that in Cuba? Cuba, they speak. There's a certain language that Cuba speak. If they speak the language of Cuba, and you walk over there trying to speak Mexican language, then the Mexican is not going to understand Cuba, and Cuba is not going to understand Mexican, because Spanish and Cuba and Spanish and French language is two different languages. You see what I'm saying? So in order for those people to fully understand everything what I'm saying, I got to speak in their language in order for them to get what I'm saying. Like me, I can't understand what Mexicans be saying for the most part, because I don't know Mexican language. But I only speak English, so I'm gonna understand it more in the fullest in English than I will in Spanish. Why? Because I'm used to English. You see what I'm saying? If the people in Mexico speak in Spanish, you know good and damn well I'm not gonna be able to sit up there and tell you word for word what they are saying. I'm not. I can't interpret that unless they got an interpreter for me to understand exactly what they're saying. No, I'm not gonna be. There's no way in the world you can get around that. Somebody coming here from I'm trying to think of one of those cities over there in East India. East Indian, they speak a different. I say they speak a different language over in East Indian, right? Now, if you go over there, if they come over here and they speak East Indian, and you never Asian language, if you go over there and they speak that language, you like, what is he saying? I don't understand what he's saying. So in order for them is to get what you're saying, you got to fully get what you're saying. You got to fully speak their language in order for them to fully understand where you're coming from. There's a certain way you got to speak if you want them to understand every word that you're saying from the beginning to in the middle to the beginning. That way they'll fully understand what you're saying. Now, people can argue that all day, but at the end of the day, it's going to go right back to what I just said. If you try going to Mexico or Cuba and over in East India somewhere, or in Asia, and you trying to speak to those people in an English language, some of them people are going to look at you like you're crazy because they don't know what you're saying. They're not going to understand everything that you're saying. So in order for them to understand completely everything that you're saying, you got to speak 100% all the way in their language in order to be able to get what they're saying. Now, some people will try to change the concept of what I just said. Even though it may sound good to them what you're saying, but at the end of the day, they're still not going to get it, because what the Most High said, pray that if you don't understand, pray that you may have an interpreter. You know, they may sense and they may be able to pick up it's something bad, but they still not going to fully understand where you're coming from unless they are taught your language. But you know, y'all just put in the comment section. Put it in the comment section. You cannot go to Cuba, somebody who has never heard of English or what you're saying, and expect for them to understand it if you don't break it down to them. They got to learn it. You got to learn it, bro. But somehow, you know, you got a lot of our people, they say that somehow they gonna automatically understand the language. Unfortunately, this venom also strikes fear among humans, the biggest threat to these otherwise docile creatures. Just like when you first learn a computer, you don't understand that motherfucker overnight. When I first heard about a computer, that was foreign to me. I didn't just immediately just get on here and just say I understand a computer. I didn't know how to work a computer. I'd have messed up. I'd have screwed it up. You got to understand it first in order for somebody to know what you're doing. You got to first learn it. You ain't just gonna wake up one day, you know, I understand how to do a computer. Not me. I didn't learn how to work a computer overnight. It didn't happen overnight. I've been doing it for 10 years, so I know a good bit about them, and I know how to do all the basics, basically. But 10 years ago, could I actually do that? No. In order to be able to teach others, you got to first understand it, and then you can get them to understand where you're coming from. Because nobody gets a piece of item and automatically understand what it is. There's a lot of things about this computer right now. I've been messing with it for about 9 years now. There's some things I still don't understand. There's a lot of things I still don't know, but I'm learning. And can only be found in one area known as the Bozon High Country. Because they are only found in such a small area, they are vulnerable to natural disasters such as man. But this isn't the only threat facing this. See, a lot of people think their habitat has also been affected by it's like a lot. Look, let me tell you like this, man. It's like a lot of people trying to change words. Like they trying to change it and say you can understand. How? I want somebody in the comments say this is a challenge I'm gonna make. Is it possible to understand what Spanish is, certain words, and you never heard of it, or Costa Rica? Is it possible to understand to its fullest and you never heard of it, that language? If you say you can, I would love to see that. But you know, it's interesting how a lot of people will try to take something and make it seem like it's not true. You got some people that is so delusional. You tell them spinach is spinach, they're gonna tell you it's cabbage. You got some people who is so corrupt, so delusional. You tell them that cabbage is no, spinach is spinach, they're gonna tell you it's the fucking sun. Yeah. They're gonna tell you it's a sun no matter what. I believe some people is so delusional. They'll watch this video and they say that's Clarence in that video. You know what some will say? No, that's somebody else. Yep. Some people you can't tell them nothing. This is an apple. Some people might try to tell you that it's a banana. They like banana, last I checked, there are different languages. You might even start to believe that this is a banana, but it's not. This is an apple. Yeah, man. You got people that will change the meaning of words. That's the bottom line. Some people they'll do it, man. Hold on, I'm sharing this here. It's kind of dark right there. Unlike most feathers, it has claws on its toes, along with a grasping pad on its tail, for the tree to tree trunk. You had to share it. Hold on. Like, let me say this word again. Okay, let me look this word up. What does nefesh mean?
Here's the definition of nefarious.
Okay, hold on. The Greek word for soul.
In Greek, that's psyche.
In the New Testament, the Greek word traditionally translates soul has substantially the same meaning as the Hebrew without referencing to the moral soul in the Greek Septuagint. Septuagint. Physician is used to translate, come on thing, each instant of nefesh. That's right, nefesh. If I say nefesh, the word nefesh means soul. That's the Hebrew word for soul. Now, some people wouldn't understand that. Most people would. If you go over to certain countries, or if you tell somebody around, what does nefesh mean? They couldn't even tell you because I'm speaking it in, like, I'm gonna say Greek or Hebrew. I'm speaking the Hebrew. Nefesh. Nefesh, that's the word soul, means living creature, life, something like that. Nefesh. I'll be like, what that is? That means soul. What is the Greek word for soul?
In Greek, that's psyche. Psyche.
Psyche.
Psyche. Psyche.
Psyche. Psyche. Soul. That means that's the word for soul. Now, if somebody would have came here and said Psyche, I wouldn't have known what that meant, what that was. I mean, I know I'm right.
Soul.
Soul.
Psyche.
Psyche. Psyche, that's the word soul. Well, I'm using everything in my might is to break it down. How many times the word soul is mentioned in the Bible? Okay, God did not make it. I want to make something simple. Does the word soul appear in the Bible? God did not make a body and put a soul into it like a letter into an envelope. Thus, rather, he formed man body from the dust. Then, by breathing divine breath into it, he made the body of dust living. And the dust did not embody a soul, but it became a soul, a whole creature. Yeah, man. So, see, you have to like break things down. That's what I try to do. See, a lot of black people don't, especially us as people, we don't really do, we don't believe in no research. That's not us. We don't want to have nothing to do with no like we'll look at you, man, you done lost your damn mind. Only thing we all about is a barbecue, blunt, and beer. But everybody trying to push that doctrine. Somebody gonna come along and say you're lying. It's like people don't even believe in the truth. They just believe in whatever they want to believe in, which they do. Like there are people, they don't believe, we don't believe in being corrected no more. It's like everybody wants to, yeah, you might as well just, the people just might as well just do what they want to do. I wouldn't be surprised if it's raining outside and they tell you it ain't raining.
I do want to ask you a political question about this, even though it's
They can literally see water coming out the sky, and I believe it's gonna get that bad.
and on the right about the coronavirus. I want you to take a listen to something that the president's son, Don Jr., said about Democrats and the coronavirus.
I guarantee you it's gonna come to that. It's raining outside. No, it ain't raining out there. And it's right there. I believe it's gonna get that bad.
So that it can end that Donald Trump's streak of winning is a new level of sickness. Can we agree that neither Democrats nor Republicans?
Boy, you're gonna see some stuff you ain't never seen in these last days, boy. People, them motherfuckers will justify any goddamn thing. I don't care what you, how you put it, what you say.
Well, I think what the president said.
They'll manipulate that shit too.
And his charge to me
In a minute.
to remind the American people that the risk is low, to assure the American people that we're ready, but also to say,
Like they always say, boy, it's just in us to rebel. It's in us.
Don Jr.'s point, that there has been some very strong rhetoric.
Like they used to say, boy, a nigga just ain't gonna do right.
You know, that was about America. Well, he said,
They ain't gonna do right for nothing in the world.
coronavirus, responding to the kind of things that have occurred is understandable. But what the president's charged us to do in my conversations with Pelosi, with Senator Schumer, my conversations with Republican and Democrat governors,
Tell them there's a difference between languages, different languages. They gonna tell you, nah, it ain't true.
And with the exception of some some
But I would love to see them go in the other countries and speak English.
in the public debate on the left.
Let me see if I can use something else to prove them wrong.
I've heard some from the right also with respect, so I've heard some, not from you, but I've heard some from the right. Well, look, what I'm telling you is that,
Hold on.
it's really time for us to come together.
Boy, it don't take this thing to be 30 minutes. It don't take this 30 minutes already, man.
Take more refugees encouraging them to go to Europe. That translated into clashes at Turkey's border with Greece on Saturday. Some people
Which language is Costa Rica?
to force people back. That isn't stopping them. Not all of them are Syrian. Men, women, and children. The official language of Costa Rica is Spanish.
The official language is Spanish. Costa Rica language is Spanish. It's the same language as Spanish. The predominant language is Spanish. The virality of spoken is Costa Rica Spanish is a form of Central American Spanish and a Creole English language. Jamaican, also known as, I don't know how to even say it, the Caribbean coast. It's like it's it's, from what I'm seeing, an English Creole language and Jamaican. So in other words, that's like almost three different tribes. I could be wrong, 3 different tribes from what I see. Spanish and Creole. And Jamaican. Costa Rica's official and predominant language is Spanish. The variety spoken in Costa Rica Spanish is a form of Central American Spanish, a Creole English language. Jamaican, I don't even know, also known as, okay, y'all, don't make me say these wrong, the Caribbean coast, the coast, like they got the West Coast. The West Coast is where the Africans are. West Coast, Jamaican, the North Coast, all of that is the Caribbean, like Caribbean. Man, how's this thing going up 30 minutes so fast? You mean I've been on here half an hour already? Over half an hour? Trying to break this down to ignorant people. Trying to break this down to hard-headed people. You can't tell them, Lord have mercy. You can't tell our people that. No matter what. Oh, man. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I said, wait a minute, do they research or try? Like, wait a minute. Come on, dude. You ain't doing no kind of research. None. Everything basically you tell them, they think it's a lie. I see a 39 and 10. Look, it says, this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord. Now, who is he talking to? Israel. Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me. We'd rather go listen to a white man and all these other people tell us certain things than listening to our own God. That take counsel, but not of me. That cover with their covering, but not of my spirit. That they may add sin to sin. That want to go down unto Egypt and have not asked at my mouth. to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. That's African. Those are the Africans. Those are the other nations. And to trust in the shadow of Egypt. That means their brothers stay and believe in their cap, serve their enemy, and look to their enemies for everything. Their brother trust in their enemies and believe what their enemies tell them. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust of the shadow of Egypt and your confusion. For the princes were at Zoar, and his ambassadors come to haste. Ambassadors are somebody that's a messenger or something. It says, I'm going to read this again, verse 9, that this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord. This is talking to us. The real children of God is very rebellious. They are. The real children of God is very rebellious. That this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speaking unto us smooth things, prophesying deceit. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear smooth stuff. Yeah. But the only way people get it, St. John 6:63. The Bible says, it is the spirit that quickens the flesh. The spirit, the only way people gonna understand if the spirit don't quicken their flesh, I don't care what you say.
I got that sugar off of mine.
Oh, if the spirit ain't up on them, you can talk all day. They ain't gonna get it. No matter what you go to them, no matter what you point out to them, no matter the facts, if the spirit ain't quickening, you just might as well just hang it up. It is the spirit that quickens the flesh, profit is nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. The words are spirit. I might as well do this thing an hour if it's going this fast like this. In the beginning of this video, it was a debate.
Alabama electorate in 2016 was African American. 32% in North Carolina.
But
32% in Tennessee. 27%
our people.
26% Virginia.
That's how you can tell who the real Jews are, man. Yeah, man.
This is where you're going to look to see if Joe Biden can take tonight's South Carolina success.
Yeah, a lot of people, they got to be open to it. Okay, let's go back to my original point. In order to be able to get people to understand what you're saying, which a lot of people don't like, they ain't gonna like when I say this here, you got to speak their language to its fullest. If you don't speak their language, they're not going to understand what you're saying. They're going to look at you, because I done experienced it myself. I done been signing up speaking to foreign people when I was in Georgia, and a lot of them tell me right away, I do not speak English. I don't speak English. Me don't speak English. I done got that a many times, I promise you. Now, some of them probably do, and they willfully, like, even though they learned it. But I'm talking about some people ain't gonna really actually get what you're saying. You got to speak their language. That's the only way people, you got to speak a certain way. You got to be firm, because people know when you're firm, and they know when you mean business, and they know when you ain't bullshit. They know it. Even children know. Children know when you bullshit, and they don't think that they don't.
someone at the top of the ticket who can build.
Don't fool yourself now.
That rallies Democrats and attracts independents and moderate.
They know who they can pull a stunt with, and they know who not to pull a stunt with. In order for some people to get you, you got to speak a certain way. Now, I know you're going to come in here and try to change my words and what I say, but at the end of the day, it's going to fall right back to what I just said.
Who is ready to be commander-in-chief, not college debater-in-chief.
Because if you always speaking sweet all the fucking time, you're not going to get it. You know, but it is what it is. Y'all know y'all had to get on y'all kid. Y'all know y'all had to be, some of y'all had to be rough to y'all kids. Y'all know that. Y'all didn't just spoil them and get them everything they wanted. Now today, our parents are spoiling our kids.
But I said, if I didn't see a path to winning, then I'd suspend my campaign. And honestly, I can't see a path.
Yeah. And so a lot of people ask me, why do I cuss a lot? I said, well, a lot of people is not going to understand you when you're sitting up and talking sweet.
Because I never stopped.
In order to get their attention, you got to speak in a language that they can understand.
I kept saying this for the campaign.
You can't walk around speaking soft to a little bit of baby all the time.
People, black people, Latinos, people who are overlooked. Let's make sure their voices are heard, their votes are counted. I promise I'm going to do that. Because I've been
And they
doing
just
that.
constantly just trying to put people in a trick bag.
In South Carolina, Tom Steyer is going to end his presidential candidacy.
Mm-hmm.
To make these remarks in his speech in South Carolina. He is running third place.
All you learn on the white supremacist news is a bunch of lies.
He is going to end his candidacy. It is unclear if he's going to announce his support for someone else in the race.
I'm gonna come back a little bit later on. We're gonna talk about this shit some more. All right.